Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope I've reached you in a positive moment. If this is your first time joining the channel, this channel is about all things business, more specifically, my experience with small business and whatever I can do to help you start, run, and grow your small business. Now, to jump on here and talk about the Popeyes chicken craze, the Chick-fil-A craze. This weekend has been super crazy. And of course, I have to pull out the business nuggets, what we can learn from this. Number one, you have some people, oh, black people are embarrassing and this and that, whatever. You have people that are mad because of it. You have a lot of different reactions. I personally don't care what people do with their hard-earned money and with their lives, as long as it doesn't affect me in a violent way. I don't care. What I do care about is people, when you're out here shopping and giving your dollars, you know who you're giving your dollars to, and that some of those dollars come back and support your community. That's what I hope that people, the end game or whatever for people. So I threw up here how much it costs to get into a Chick-fil-A franchise, as well as how much it costs to get into a Popeyes franchise. So this Twitter war, this social media war, garnered them $24 million, upwards of $24 million in free advertising, which is cool. You can learn from that. You can take that model and go toe-to-toe with your competition, maybe on Twitter or whatever. You guys both drive business to each other. It's all types of nuggets of things to learn. But what I did notice, and I've always noticed this, whenever there's something huge going on in the world globally, or, something really important going on in regards to the well-being, the safety, the livelihood of everyone, it seems like media takes you to all of this craziness. Chicken, people is really in here fighting over chicken and this and that. All the while they have the G7 summits going. Stock market dropped all these points Friday. And it's like to take Americans' mind off of what's really going on. Amazon on fire. All of this stuff that's really going on in the world. All I saw was chicken fighting, people fighting over chicken. I also didn't see anything about, except Monday, I saw the headline about these 12 children in St. Louis killed. And we know for sure that it's more than just 12 children across the United States that have been killed by gun violence, playing in your backyard, playing in your front yard, outside playing and enjoying the summer, getting hit and killed by stray bullets. Not a sound, not a peep. Everybody is silent. No protests, no nothing. Right? So someone's son, or maybe even daughter, is sitting in their room with a gun in someone's house that they pay for. They're going out wreaking havoc on communities across this country. And not a peep. We talking about chicken. We talking about people fighting over chicken. Please, somebody fight over these children getting killed. Somebody get these thugs and gangbangers and whoever else, whoever it is, whatever it's about. Get these people off the street. Right? I'm like, people be outraged about chicken. You should be outraged about these children being killed in their front and backyard, just playing, just enjoying the summer, getting hit and killed by stray bullets. Anyway, I'm getting emotional, y'all. So I apologize, for kind of deviating off the subject, but it's true. Every time something serious is going on in the world, we're distracted with clownery, foolery, chicken mess, right? I don't think it's no coincidence that the stock market crashes, people lose all this value in their 401ks and other investments. And to take your mind off of this, here, shove this chicken down your throat. And it's not just black folks, right? It's not just black folks. White people like chicken too, right? So think critically about when you're watching the news, why do they have this featured instead of this? Start questioning these things. Okay. On the business side though, I threw up how much it costs, to join Popeyes, to join Chick-fil-A, you know, get in if this is what you want to do. Now me personally, I do want a Chick-fil-A franchise. I don't want a Popeyes franchise. I want a Chick-fil-A franchise. Because I want to get in there and learn how to franchise something else that I'm doing. So I've always kind of wanted to get into the cooking arena, but I'm a little timid. So that's another story. But if you want to get in on the ground level of something of your own, you want to create it from scratch. Like I would call mine maybe Catherine's Kitchen, Catherine's Homemade, something to that effect. So you think up your name, you think up your menu. So no, now your menu may change based on what's on season, what's available to you at your cost and price point, what you can get the most profit margins off of it. But if just say for instance you wanted to do chicken is fair. I mean, if you have a location with a grease trap, you can get some type of thing in there to fry chicken. You can have a super simple menu: chicken, fries, and corn. Okay. When corn is not in season, you can do okra. You can do, hash brown, hush puppies, whatever. And you can go from there. Right? Season, you take a couple days, figuring out how to create this in a large quantity, being consistent with your seasonings and things like that. Cause sometimes I make things a little peppery. Sometimes it's not enough pepper. So you take some time to figure out your process. You write it down. You teach other people how to do it. That way, if you're not there, chicken and your business can still run. You don't physically have to have a brick and mortar store. You can be a caterer. You go get your business license, go get your food service license, or I think, let me switch the order: food service license, business license. If you're serving alcohol, you may get a mobile bartending license or whatever. So, and then you can build up. So if you wanted to save up that money to eventually buy, you can save the money up, eventually buy into one of these franchises or franchise what you have or what you've created. So all of these are things to think about, right? And then think about the marketing, how they did it. They used social media. This is the great part about the technology that we have today. Now, I used to watch the Jetsons, and I used to be like, wow, they were FaceTiming in the Jetsons way back then. And I used to be like, oh, that's so cool. Now we actually are FaceTiming and doing all this stuff that they were doing in the Jetsons, except for the flying cars. And I do believe that that's coming soon. So going forward, I want you to think critically about what is being presented to you in the news and how it affects you, and what they put in your face. Look behind that and see what's really, really going on. Because a lot of times they distract you with these silly stories, chicken and all of this old mess, right? But again, don't be too invested in it, especially if it's not nothing that you can physically do or help the cause, Now, me personally, with the stuff with these kids, it's sad. It's sad. I'm just like, somebody go in these rooms and check under these beds. Get these guns out of your house. Get the people with the guns out of your house. Quit letting them hide their guns and drugs in your house. But again, that's their choice. You can't make these people, of course, that's the right thing to do, but you can't make them do it. You would think that you see a little kid getting shot on the news, somebody that got shot, and then all of a sudden, someone in your household, they don't want to go outside. They were outside all week, all month long, but now they're hiding out. They're all in the they don't want to go outside no more. Red flag. But again, you cannot make people do what you want them to do. The only thing you have control over is your house, your children, and what you can do inside of your community, physically, what you can do. I don't live in St. Louis. And based on those headlines, I am so glad that I don't, right? I don't live in Chicago anymore. Based on the stuff coming out of the news for Chicago, I'm so glad that I don't. There are some places that I'm glad that I don't live, but I feel empathy for the people that live there. They can't just any, mini, miny, mo on the map like I did and just leave, with a few dollars in their pocket and a suitcase. Not people. A lot of people may not be that brave, move away from all their family and support system, and I'm not knocking anyone for not doing what I did. But in the same token, you never know what your business can do. You start your business, you hire some of these young folks, you get them off the street, change their lives. In your mind, you might be thinking, "Oh, I just have a restaurant. I just have a chicken shack." That chicken place kept that child off the street from getting killed, or kept them out of, getting into the hands of some violent people and going to do violent things. So yes, them working at your chicken shack, and they might not be getting paid that much. Yeah, they mopping the floors and cleaning and cooking and learning. All of these things that they're learning, you could be saving someone's life, right? Even if you have a tax office, if you're an electrician, a handyman, and you pull one of these children to the side, and I'm saying children, I mean, young adults, you pull them to the side and you say, "Hey, these are the different types of screwdrivers and wrenches, whatever, and they may tear away from you. They may not be receptive, but that one that you can save, 5, 10, however many that you can save, they'll show interest. And then they might come back and steal my tools. Look, you know what? That's why you have insurance. That's why, you have common sense to lock things up, whatever. Yes, all of these things can happen, but still, it shouldn't stop you from trying to help. And again, this is your life. You can do whatever you want to do. But just think, your business, you thinking, "Oh, I'm just starting at my kitchen table, and how am I going to impact my community?" You'd be surprised. There are a lot of people looking up to you that you don't even know. Little kids that may like the way that you dress, or the way that you talk, the way that you are. And something is missing at home, or they're looking at you, your neighbor's children, just people around in your community. They look at you. I've caught little kids looking at me and smiling at me, one little boy told me, "Oh, you smell so good." He had to be. I think he might have been 10. And he just looking at me. "You're pretty too," and all of, whatever. The little kids are so sweet and cute to me. That's why when I see a headline where a little kid is shot by a stray bullet, it hurts my heart. Right? And then you turn on the news. This stuff is not on the news. No one is out here protesting and t-shirts and mobbing through the streets demanding that this type of stuff stop. They somewhere beating up a Popeyes chicken manager. There's always going to be lessons to learn in everyday life, in situations, even when you make mistakes, even when you fail, there are lessons to learn. So the lesson that we learned from this Popeyes chicken fiasco is, number one, you can use social media to drive traffic to your business. 2, you can use your competition to help you build your business. And number 3, you can jump into an arena that it looks saturated, it looks like it's overran, and you can still succeed. And number 4, sometimes simple is good. Fried chicken, French fries, fried chicken on a bun. Okay? Sometimes simple is good. Simple brings you a bunch of money. When you overthink, "Oh, I'm going to do some gourmet fried chicken with drizzles of truffle butter and gold flakes." Okay. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Drizzle truffle butter and gold flakes over the fried chicken leg. And price yourself out of the box where nobody can afford it, and you're going to be sitting there eating them gold flakes. So going forward, think of all these things. Think of the distractions. Think of, what are you being distracted from? When you see silliness, look behind that and see what's really going on. You know, I didn't throw too many terms up here, but I did throw up the franchise stuff. You can use that however you like. Um, I'm going to go ahead and stop this here, you know, but like always, I hope everything you touch turns to gold.